Victor Lucas is a prolific producer and host of the long-standing and critically acclaimed Electric Playground series. For folks like me who have been following the video game and popular culture industries since the 90s, Victor Lucas is a voice and a face that is tethered to everything cool. And he's an icon in an industry that I'm lucky enough to find myself a small part of. I've been watching and listening to Vic share his love of entertainment for a long time, and I actually had the privilege to meet him and some of his motley crew at my very first E3. But funny story, our paths actually crossed much earlier than that when I was able to watch him film a segment of Electric Playground during my one and only trip to the Tokyo Game Show back in 2006. Yep, that's me. Somehow that's me. And here's Vic, looking exactly the same as he always has. He's somehow captured the secret of eternal youth, probably because he lives an incredibly charmed life and has the best career on planet Earth. Either way, since that fantastic meetup at E3, we've connected and worked together on some fun projects, both on the Megadad side, but also on the Electric Playground side as well. It is immeasurably meaningful to be able to say that Victor Lucas is a friend and a colleague during my journey here at Megadads. And it means a lot that he took the time to talk with me today. So please welcome to the spotlight, Victor Lucas from the Electric Playground.
How are you doing?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. Good to see you.
Good to be chatting. We haven't talked in a while.
I know. We send various videos back and forth every once in a while.
DMs, living a life through the internet. How is everybody? You all safe and healthy through all this? Yeah.
Yeah, we as a family we haven't got COVID this whole time, and so we've been pretty safe. Maybe a little obsessively so, but we're all okay. We've done a couple of trips. We're going away to the Vancouver Island at the end of the month, and we went to Disneyland earlier this month or earlier this year. So we kind of just try to thread in between the surges. It feels like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
How about you guys?
Well, we've been good. My wife got it. It was pretty mild. She works in childcare, so we were actually quite surprised that she didn't get it sooner, because she's worked consistently through the whole thing.
Totally.
No work from home or anything for her. So she finally got it a few months ago. It was pretty mild. Neither of the kids. I didn't get it. So
wow, that's incredible.
Yeah,
vaccines work.
Right? Vaccines, and my youngest finally is starting hers. She's 4, so she's like just able to start getting it. My son, who just turned 8, he got his first booster. So we're going good.
That's great, man.
My first question is, do you feel guilty coming into this interview with a head of hair looking like that?
I am grateful that I still have hair, and I just got it cut, so it's a little shorter than I wanted. But no, I don't feel guilty. I feel grateful.
Nor should you. I remember I watched you. You were streaming when Sifu came out, and I remember making the comment during your stream like, "Are you playing this game in God mode? Because you haven't aged in like 20 years." Is that just good living, or I feel like you are a person who, whenever I watch your content over the years, you are a very grounded, positive, and just like forward and uplifting kind of person. Like even when you're doing a review of a movie or a game that you think sucks, somehow you manage to spin that into sounding positive and uplifting. And I can't help but think that is got to contribute to your well-being. You take care of your mental health, don't you?
I do, and I think I credit acting school for a lot of that, and comic books when I was a kid. I mean, I reached out to a lot of things that I know made me feel better about me and better about my mental state. I have breakdowns all the time, though. I mean, I'm just like everybody else. I'll be in the middle of a shoot and I'll just be screaming profanities because I can't get my my words together, because I don't really script stuff. I just sort of press the record on the camera and just go. And I get angry for sure. But I also know that isn't the way to live your life. It's not like, and I take stock of it and I pay attention to it, and I do what I can to kind of find my way back. And with regards to ever getting angry about the stuff that I cover, I mean, I learned long ago that no one's out there working their ass off to make terrible things. These are
Right.
human beings behind all of this stuff, and that's the privilege that Electric Playground has always provided me, is this access to these creative people and these risk takers. And I have great empathy for them, because I risked a lot to try to create a TV show about video games, and
Mhm.
I know how hard it is to dream and to chase those dreams. And what a crappy world this would be if we didn't, and if
Right.
people didn't take those risks. So that comes into every discussion that I have, for sure. I'm not a binary person with regards to, my thoughts and feelings about anything, really. I like to kind of take in as much data as I can, and try to get in the headspace of where this stuff is, coming from. And I mean, sometimes it pisses me off that I'm stuck in a game that I'm not enjoying, and I've got to play it. I've been playing, I'm not pissed off by it, but I've been playing that Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes, which fuses the Dragon Warriors and Samurai Warriors games with the Fire Emblem games. And I just feel like that is just not a match made in heaven. They're completely different ideas. And I know they're successful. I think this is the second of the Fire Emblem Warriors games, but it just feels so incongruous to me and messy, because that's not what I know about Fire Emblem. So I'm playing it. I've put like 10 hours into it, but sometimes they take a long time before they really kind of show you their worth and their value.
Yeah. I feel like the last couple of years, and maybe this is COVID and, just being stuck. Everybody's just stuck inside, stuck with their thoughts, stuck with self-evaluation. But I feel like these last couple of years, I have really kind of catered what kind of vibes I let into my life. And I've
Right.
changed a lot of what I watch. I've changed a lot of what I listen to.
Right.
And just, I've realized that tweaking that and adapting to voices that, are true, like yours, you give us a truth of whether you like a thing or don't like a thing. But there are
Yeah.
so many hot takes, and there are so many people that thrive on like poking that nerve, and
Yep.
it just wasn't working for me. And I feel like I've changed what I take in, and it's also kind of changed what I put out as well. Like, I've leveled out, I think, quite a bit. And I think I used to be known for that guy that had a spicy take on a thing that he did or didn't like. And
Yeah.
I wasn't getting enjoyment out of projecting that. And I wasn't getting
Well,
enjoyment out of hearing that from others.
there's a performative aspect to it that can be a little bit a- addictive and enjoyable. And the
Mhm.
other truth of it is that it's a lucrative business to be an angry person, and to
Mhm.
just like look at, it's caught up to Alex Jones, but look at that complete waste of skin, that human filth that
Right.
exists on our planet, that just has made this career for himself being a complete asshole and a liar.
Mhm.
And he's being, finally, justice is starting to get served on that dick. But it's an incredibly lucrative business to just go out there and yell and rant and rave. And there's too many angry YouTubers out there. And
Yeah.
it's exhausting, it's exhausting. It's okay, though, to let the steam out, and it's okay to express your frustrations, and it's okay to have dissenting opinion, and that's one of the things that I always marvel and respect about Megadads, is that it's not just you, it's a bunch of different voices. It's something that I've been, fortunate enough to have on EP over the years. And it's okay that people do get upset about creative choices and they express themselves. But I think it should always be expressed with a modicum of respect, and or an insider's perspective, as opposed to just being a soapbox, bullhorn, negative spewing, not
Right.
another voice in the overly populated voices on YouTube and Twitch now.
Yeah, and so many people, like, that is the hook. If that's the hook, then it's artificial, because nobody's
Yeah.
pissed off that much of the time.
Well,
It's
they're
not- it's
just
not feasible.
video games, and
Right.
it's just entertainment, and there are real things happening on Earth with
Right.
real repercussions and real calamities that probably deserve that anger and energy more than video games.
At the end of the day, there is so much to take in the
Yeah.
world, and especially now more than ever, there's so much to take in that I've tried to still project who I am as a person in the things that I do, but
Right.
do it in a way that isn't quite dialed up quite as much. 'Cause I don't want to shy away from who I am, but
Yeah.
I also don't want to I don't want to be the guy on the soapbox either. That's not my
Well,
place.
we always have to remember too, like, as much money as these individual angry voices are making, it's the corporations that own these platforms that are making even more money. And it really, it's great for them to have all of these, people that are just espousing all of this vitriol and hatred and anger. It's just good business, right? And that isn't new. That's been the case since news media was first, put into the world. This kind of um, we like to get caught up in the hysteria and the drama as human beings. We like our stories to be big, right? And news has been able to take advantage of that in various ways, and now it's social media that takes advantage of that. So I think we have to remember that it is a business decision to put these people front and center in all of this controversy. And I think what social media has done is that we've all taken it on as individual platforming, so that we can go out there and just yell out our viewpoints and our politics and our passions. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes it can go really, really wrong. But I think if you remove that apparatus and you just put people together, they're pretty cool. Most people are pretty cool, and I think what's different now is we have all of these platforms to just carry around all of this rage. And I've never been a guy that's ever been. I am pretty optimistic. I've never been a person that's been sort of pessimistic about humanity and about the choices that people are making. But this last 6 years has really, and it's been really concentrated over the pandemic, has been really eye-opening. And it's hard not to carry around that disgust and a little bit of that depression that you see, that some people just can't get. They just can't look beyond themselves. They can't care about other people. But I think once we meet people in the real world, they're not like that. Like, they have this Twitter platform to pick a side on, and we're all guilty of it. Whether we're virtuous or we're trying to come at this from the place of trying to take care and have concern for as many people, or we're just trying to shut out a population or a portion of the population because of our particular religious or political views or whatever. So that's why this crescendo is unbelievable. Like, we are in such a weird state in the world where there's just so much divisiveness, but I don't know if that exists in reality.
Right.
You move the screens away, you get these people together. I don't think they're going to fight as much as we're all fighting online.
I see that you have been getting out into the world more and more yourself. You're going to the movies again. You're reviewing on The Run again. I saw you with our mutual friend, Scott Jones.
Yeah.
I gotta say that for me, a guy that's been watching you for as long as I have, that was a moment. Like, I was sitting at work and I saw that alert come up and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys are planning on doing more stuff together, but I love seeing you getting out into the world again. Has that been a real treat?
Oh, I miss it so much. Yeah, I've started to shoot kind of EP features outside, and people have really responded to that. That's the the history of our show was we always have had a studio space, and this has been my studio space for the last 2 years or
Right.
2.5 years. But we always got outside. I'd visit studios, or the team would visit studios. We'd be shooting reviews on the road. I mean, that's the concept of reviews on that's how we did it. We were in different places all the time. And so, yeah, it's felt weird to be, it's way easier to make as much content as I've been making over the last little while, just having this setup, but it's way more fun to take that extra initiative and get out there and get these different angles and work with incredible people like Scott. And yes, we are talking about doing more for sure. I'm not a person that can just ask favors of people over and over and over again, though. They need to,
Right.
they need to get paid for their contributions. I've been an employer for most of the time that I've been able to work on Electric Playground, and I want to get back to that. So in order to do that, I've got to figure out where that money is going to come from. Where that support is going to come from. But I want to be able to work with Scott all the time, and maybe a few other people as well. So stay tuned.
Are there plans?
There always are plans, and I'm
Yeah.
always, connecting with people. But media is a very different time right now. Like, I mean, everybody had been asking me about G4 and whether Electric Playground was going to partner with G4, and of course, we had been talking. But it's just a different time. I think if G4 had everything that they wanted for their network, then of course we would be working with them in some capacity. But they're still in build mode, and
Right.
when you look at the Guardian and the New York Times, and their pop-ups are like, thanks, you get 3 more free articles, and please subscribe, or would you consider supporting our journalism? And that's every outlet, every scale, every size. And it's a very interesting, unique space right now.
Is it kind of nice not to have to deal with the bullshit?
Well, dude, I've been so fortunate in my job, in my life with Electric Playground. I have just been given a lot of trust from sponsors and from broadcasters and from viewers. I didn't make this up, like, to think of. I wanted to create a business with Electric Playground, but it was a full-on extension of my heart. Like, I really wanted to pursue something that I knew I really would care for. And I do, and I still do. I wake up every day, I talk to incredibly talented, imaginative, risk-taking people all the time, and I review all of this incredible stuff, and I go on trips to go and meet with people and get access to different media that gets made, and it's such a great privilege, but I never conceived of this as just like some way to cash in, and I think that's what people have seen in me and with Electric Playground all the way, So we've always had great support and great trust, and people have just left the editorial kind of management and direction to me. And then I did the same with the people that I worked with. I would say to them, like, there's no line to toe here. You come in with you. We want to know who you are and get your perspective. And that's what's most important in your interviews and in your reviews. Bring you, and that's what we did. So yeah, people have just let me make this up as I go, and it's felt incredible.
It's a charmed life, huh?
Yeah, it really has been. Yeah, the only thing is that like any business owner and like anybody that's got a dream. And I certainly think about this. My daughter's 10 now, and so I'd certainly think about the amount of time that I spend obsessing over what I create and what I build and how long I edit and how long I shoot. And I'm always kind of weighing it against, well, what else could I be doing? I could be going out for a walk with my kid, and I'm trying, Adam. I'm trying to spend as much time as I can, outside and away from these screens with my family, and also make a bunch of content. Yeah, I mean, if there's any kind of pressure on me, some days it's like a real, like, man, I don't want to sit here and edit all day. I want to go and go to the beach with my kid, But you know what? That's every life.
Yeah.
That's every job. And woe is me. My work is I get to talk about video games. So I can't really complain.
Yeah, I've recently, about a month ago, I've started. This may sound at first blush extremely pathetic, but I've started scheduling my time outside of work.
Yeah.
And there's so much that I do here for this. And then obviously as a husband and a father, you have so many other things that you need to make time for, that I've started like scheduling all of my quote unquote free time. And
Yeah.
I give myself days off. So it's not
Yeah.
like, oh crap, I have to do X, Y, and Z. I got to run downstairs to the office real quick. And no, I'm starting to allot myself time so that, like right now, the kids are at daycare with my wife. I will be done with this in plenty of time for them to come home, and then we have the rest of the night together. But also, I'm
That's
starting
great.
to involve my family more in what I do here. I've reviewed, I think, 3 or 4 games with Elliot, my son, this year.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
reviewed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles together as an entire family. So my wife, my
amazing.
son, and my daughter, we played the whole game together, co-op, and then we filmed the review together. The worlds are colliding this year more than ever, and I get a tremendous amount of enjoyment from that. My son is a huge fan of video games. He's
How
better
old is
than me.
How old is Elliot now?
He's 8.
He was great in the Rocket and Ray Guns, by the way. He was amazing.
he loved doing that. He's 8 now, and he's better at a lot of these games than I am. He played through most of Horizon Forbidden West on his own,
Yeah.
and to the point where I was like, Elliot, you have to wait for me. I want to see this too. But it's great. He's so much fun, and I see so much of myself in him. Especially the older that he gets, it's fantastic. Do you play a lot with Ruby? Do you guys have that
we
together?
do. Yeah, absolutely. And we play as a family, like Mario Kart and Dr. Mario and stuff, which is amazing. And my wife crushes us in Dr. Mario, and it's all bets are off in Mario Kart now, which is incredible. It could be any one of us that wins a Grand Prix, which is really surreal, Yep. But Ruby also has her very own particular tastes and set of skills, just like Liam Neeson. She loves to do creative work in video games. So she loves Minecraft and designing things. She loves the Happy Homemaker DLC for Animal Crossing. Yeah, she completely consumed that. She loves building characters and environments. So Roblox is a big thing socially for her, but I think that creative spark is there too. She actually just launched her own YouTube channel, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so she's done 3 videos so far. I'm not really ready to kind of promote it yet.
Right.
She's posted up her own videos and run her own little Let's Play commentaries, and she's a natural. She's a chip off the old block. And she, I've had her in some of my reviews, like Yoshi's Crafted World, and I think we did Sonic the Hedgehog, the film, a few other things. Just her voice. We haven't put her in front of the camera yet. And she's just been, dude, you're a parent, it's just breathtaking and amazing and unbelievable. And it's the greatest gift, it's just so profound to watch your kid just kind of consume the world and repurpose ideas and come up with their own direction and their own intention. And I'm watching that all with my daughter as she's now a preteen. She and a blink ago she was a toddler. It's it's surreal. That's definitely always aware of that ticking clock. But I also am not pushing stuff on her, we read Ready Player One together, and we've been reading The Hobbit and stuff, but she just loves Harry Potter. She can't wait for that new Harry Potter game. But I don't throw all of the classic things that I know about video games and sort of say, look, you got to play this. She will play Streets of Rage 4 with me. She loves that game. She's not interested in the Turtles. I keep offering the Turtles to play. Yeah, she just doesn't want to play it. So, but that's okay. Let her have her own path through all of this stuff. And it's it's really amazing to see echoes and ripples of things that mattered to us when we were younger. Like we showed her
Yeah.
Back to the Future and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which were great films back in the 80s when we first experienced them. But she got great pleasure from those, and Home Alone she loved as well, and it's
Back to the
I
Future
don't know,
holds up, man. Back to the Future holds up. My kids love it.
seminal,
Yep.
incredible. Yeah.
I really appreciate you talking to me. It's always so enjoyable. You're such a treat to talk to, and we don't get to do it enough.
I'm so proud of Mega Dads and everything that you guys are doing. The team keeps expanding. The ideas and the projects keep coming. You guys have always impressed me, and we need your passion and your positivity and I think the incredible way that you reach out into the community is just such a gift to this medium. And I'm grateful every time that you guys ask me to come on board and do anything with you. And I love when you guys participate in the stuff that we do at EP. Very thrilled to be here, and thank you for inviting me. But most importantly, congratulations on 100 episodes. It's a big deal, and I hope you guys are celebrating like you should be.
There's going to be a cake.
There's going to be a cake.
There's going to
Right
be a
on.
cake. I might have to make it, and it might taste horrible, but there will be a cake, and I'll send you a photo of it.
That sounds awesome.